brother, do not be disillusioned and do not allow yourself to believe that right now it's time for you to take a year off of school and go back later if that's what you want to do. Don't be disillusioned and be confused and believe that now is the time to party and get drunk and get high and turn up and pop bottles and smoke weed with your homies right now because you're in your 20s. I know you only have one life to live, so I'm not trying to tell you don't experience life. I had a lot of life experiences, but what I am telling you is this, brother, that the faster you find your purpose, the faster you learn the information that you need to know, the faster that you understand and become who you need to be, the faster you're going to have the ability to be free and do all the things that you want to do in this life. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: it's not the time to let yourself go. It's not the time to just do whatever seems fun. Follow your heart, yes. But there's some things that you need to do and put in order to make sure that you're able to enjoy your life to the fullest as you go on, right? Think of it like this. You've heard the term short-term gains versus long-term gains, right? Instant gratification versus long-term gratification. If you do the right things now, you can be free for the rest of your life. But if you make the wrong decisions during this period of your time, your 20s and your 30s, then later on in life, in your 40s, 50s, and your 60s, it's going to be a lot harder to course correct and get back on the wrong path. Right now, you have leeway to make X amount of mistakes, but that doesn't mean you want to make mistakes, right? You got people, for example, rappers like YoungBoy. You got like 21-year-old people who's rich right now, running ads on Facebook and doing marketing agencies right now. And so much of shit, like YouTubers and streamers who's 18-year-olds and making a lot of money because they found their mission, their passion. They found a lane that was for them. Even if they transfer to something else later in life, they zoomed in on something, they stuck with it. So I'm gonna give you guys some game right now that can set you guys up for life if you take it into account now in your 20s and in your 30s. So the first thing, I am spiritual. So I'm going to refer to the Bible right now, but I'm not religious. I'm not a Christian. I don't adhere to only one specific religion, but I found a way to read the Bible in a way that really speaks to me spiritually as someone believing that God lives within us and we have power to manifest things through the power of the universe, essentially, right? I believe in manifestation and all that kind of things, and I've manifested a lot of things in my life, and I can prove it to you that it works. I have these things written down. Maybe that's a time for another video, but I want to break something down for you right now. Proverbs chapter 1, written by King Solomon, it was called the wisest and richest man of his time, right? This is Proverbs chapter 2. The entire chapter was about seeking wisdom like it's treasure, like it's silver, like it's gold. So when I read this, it spoke to me because I was chasing money at that time. I've been chasing money for a few years before that. This is not too long ago that I read this. And when I read it, I realized that it's not about the money. The people who get the most money have the most understanding and the most wisdom, right? Think about it like this. Richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right? Think about how smart guys like that are, right? I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard like Elon Musk reads like a book a day or like X amount of books every month. Like, he's chasing down understanding and the money comes as a byproduct. There's so much mistakes you can make in life and so many things you could avoid doing if you had more better understanding. So what I'm going to tell you guys to do right now is put learning and becoming a better person at the forefront of everything it is that you do. If you can master that in your young years, you'll be light years ahead of a lot of people in their 40s and 50s who never did that and still haven't read a book in decades to this day. Right? There's literally people who haven't read a book in 10 plus years, maybe even 20 years for some people. There's adults in 2026 who still don't know how to read. So get ahead, right? For all my people, like if you're not black watching this doesn't really apply to you, but there's a saying that says if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. And brother, when I tell you I read the books and I found out what they were hiding from us, and there was a lot. It was a lot. And these kind of things right now are influencing and changing my life. So get better at reading, Another thing I'll tell you to do is learn new words, because you're going to pick these books up and you won't understand everything you're reading at first. Stop, put the book down, look up the word that you don't understand, and then go back to the sentence you just read and make sure you understand it fully, or else don't go forward. It's called a reading comprehension. It doesn't make sense for you to read something and by the end of the chapter you don't know what the fuck you just read. You don't understand it, right? So very key. In the first thing, the number one thing I'm going to recommend you to do is pursue wisdom and understanding like money, and then the money will come. That's number one. Number two, I want you to seek mentorship and guidance. This is a real key right here. Again, not religious, but I'm going to refer back to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1, I believe in verse 5, it says, a wise man will hear and increase in understanding and will attain wise counsel. So umpteen thousands amount of years ago, when they wrote this book in ancient Hebrew, they were telling you to get wise counsel, attain wise counsel, ask for advice. There's another part of the Bible, I think it might be a proverb as well, that says, lean not unto your own understanding, right? This was one of my problems. Me, growing up, I was a really smart kid. And a lot of people, even adults around me, I didn't necessarily see them as being smarter than me. I didn't think they were dumber than me, but like they would try to help me sometimes, and they just seemed to just give me basic advice. And sometimes I even thought what I was doing was better than what they're telling me to do. Sometimes maybe it was, but that's not the point. The point is that led me to go down a path of trying to do everything on my own. And for a long time, I was wondering why I wasn't getting the results I was getting, and it's because this one simple fact: you don't know what you don't know. There's so much I thought I knew, so much I did know, but someone came along and told me something I never heard of before, and my mind clicked. I'm like, why have I never heard of that? Reason being, I didn't have the right mentors. I wasn't asking the right questions. I wasn't seeking the right people. So now, after I went legit in my life, after age 25, when I vowed myself to just go 100% legit, I started investing in mentors. I was buying courses. I buy the courses. I've spent over $10,000 on courses and communities. Some of them I don't even really use. They're just sitting there. But what I learned is, even if you get one gem from something, it was worth the money. You just get one gem. So get a mentor, right? And make sure it's a mentor who's, one, who has at least some kind of experience coming from where you came from. And number two is someone who has what you want. Because if they don't come from where you came from, their journey is going to look different than yours. And if they don't have what you want, they can't teach you how to get it, right? So those are two things you definitely want to do. And when you see this mentor, make sure you're teachable. Make sure, number one, you are hungry for the information. And make sure, number two, that you are willing and ready to sacrifice and change to implement that information into your life. You could read 1,000 books and have the best mentor, but if when you get the information, you're not willing to stop what you're doing and do something new that you just learned, the information is useless. That's why books are so cheap. You get a book for $10, it could give you information that could change your life forever, but if you don't actually use the information, what did you gain? You just got entertained by the book, that's it, right? So be teachable. Make sure you are, one, hungry for the knowledge, and two, make sure that you are willing to change and sacrifice and do whatever it takes to implement the knowledge. The next thing I want to stress to you is that you need to find a mission, right? And a lot of things are going to get lumped into this category. For example, finances can be under this category, right? Your purpose is under this category, right? Your passion is under this category. What do I mean when I say find a mission? Let me tell you something. I tried 20 different businesses since I went legit at age 25. 10 of them did not make any money, not $1. Didn't even get off the floor some of them. The other 10 made money, but ultimately they didn't work out all the way out how I wanted them to. Some of them made as little as $500 or $1,000. Some of them made multiple thousands and were, operating for a year or two or however long, right? But I was wondering why I was so blocked and why I kept reaching a certain point and couldn't pass that point. There's a lot of different things that go into it, but what I'm realizing now with this YouTube channel is that I was lacking a mission. I was trying to get money, but I wasn't focused on what my impact was gonna be in the world. I was just trying to find the best way to make some money. The money is gonna come when you impact people. Think about anything you paid for. Why are you paying for something? If you just paid for a pair of shoes, it's because the shoes made you look fresh and feel better when you're going where you're going, right? If you just paid for a car, it's because that's the car that you want. It's making you feel satisfied. It's adding value in your life when you go to pick up your girl and she loves what you're driving, or maybe just makes you feel good personally, right? So whoever made that vehicle is impacting your life. And best believe that person who made that vehicle is passionate about it, at least the designers and the owners of the company. Same with the shoes, right? So with what you're doing, how are you impacting people's lives, right? What's your mission? And I determined that my mission is to get here on YouTube to start. A lot more things on the way, but I want to impact young men who are in the position that I was in, and I want to give them all the information in the game and the guidance that I wish I had at that moment. So I want to reach back and just give of my knowledge, my experience, and my life to share with you guys. Now, what's your mission? Do you have a mission? And let me tell you something. Once I decided that this was my mission I was gonna go on, money started clicking in other areas of my life, just naturally, completely unrelated. I'm not saying that this has turned into a business for me yet. This is literally the second video I'm recording. What I'm telling you guys is that in my sales job right now, where I'm making commissions, I'm getting more commissions. If it's like some kind of energy freed up where I was a little blocked before because I didn't have a mission that I was on. Now that I have a mission, my life is flowing. I feel better when I wake up, and I'm excited to turn this camera on and talk to you guys. You need to have a mission. Who do you want to help? Who do you want to impact? Whether it's through your business, whether it's through content, whether you want to start up a nonprofit, right? Whatever it is that you want to do. There's so much of things that you could do, but what mission are you on? Even if you're making music, you're rapping, right? A lot of you know me from the music industry. Who is your music meant for? Who are you turning up for? Who is gonna be listening to this and be like, yo, that song changed my life. Yo, that song got me through a situation. Are you making music with that in your mind when you're in the studio? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you need a mission. What is your mission? What did God send you down here to go do in your life? Figure that out in your 20s, and I promise you, things are gonna start clicking for you. So keep that in the back of your mind. You might not know, it might take you a while to figure it out. Don't rush it, but make it important. Next, number 4, right? I want you guys to learn new skills. I want you guys to make yourselves more valuable. When I was, for example, going through my shit and I was figuring myself out when I first went legit, I was learning so much things, and a lot of things that I was learning in school paid forward. Like, I went to alternative school for like a year at the end of high school, and they were teaching us Photoshop and how to edit videos on Premiere. That's paying me off to this day. To this day, I use that skill. I learned how to build websites. I had a weed delivery business, and I paid a guy $2,000 to make me a website. Then he handed me the website and showed me how to operate it. And I was operating and I was changing things and uploading different pictures for new strains. And I was like, wait, I could make this website. And I taught myself how to make websites, right? I wanted to jump into the music industry as a digital marketer, and I took marketing courses and I learned marketing, right? I learned how to make content. Now I was doing sales in my marketing business, but I wasn't really doing it that good. I was just making money easily because of my content. But now what I'm doing, that I shut down that business, I'm working sales for a bigger company, and I'm selling bigger ticket stuff. I'm selling stuff between $12,000 and $30,000, right? And I get paid commission on that, and I'm learning that skill, how to be a salesperson and close deals, right? There's so many different skills you can learn that make you more valuable. But let me tell you something. Once you learn a skill, nobody can't take it away from you. I learned marketing back in 2022. It's 2026. I still have people calling me, asking me to do their marketing. And that's a phone call that's gonna make me money, right? I have people asking me to do their websites. I don't do websites. I hate doing websites for other people. I do it for myself, like on my spare time or when I'm trying to launch a new business, but I do not want to build nobody's website. But if I wanted to make money, people do call me and say, yo, can you help me with my website, right? People want me to Photoshop stuff for them, help them with editing their videos, all things that I'm not offering as a service, but I have the ability to, So I have the ability to earn, right? And it helps me with launching my own businesses anyway, because I have multiple skills in multiple different arenas. So what I will urge you to go do is learn some skills, make yourself valuable. And then once you learn it, put yourself out there and make sure people know that you do that. Post some content, right? I have content that I posted years ago that I'm getting paid for work I put in like a year ago. I posted a video like a year ago. Somebody might see it later. It reminds them of what I do. And then now they're calling me or DMing me saying, hey, can you run some marketing for me? So that video I posted X amount of time ago is putting bread in my pocket today to feed my son, right? Pay my rent, invest in my business, buy cameras and shit, all my whatever, you know what I mean? So learn skills. That's what you should be doing in your 20s. Number 5, I'm gonna get into the personal life side of things now, right? I really want you guys to do a few things. Number 1, I want you to learn how to select women wisely. Wisely. I'm gonna say this, it's very important because you're gonna want a wife in your life one day. You're gonna want a good woman in your corner, right? And you're gonna have to get experience dealing with women in order to learn how to deal with your wife when you find her. You don't want your wife to be your first relationship because you're not gonna know what you're doing, right? But you need to learn how to select them wisely because a woman can distract you. A woman can take you off your path. A woman can have you end up in jail. A woman can crash out in so many different ways, right? She can ruin your confidence. So you have to learn how to select women wisely. That's the first skill I want you to learn in your personal life when it comes to relationships, right? How do you select them? What I would say is this: just learn how to tell when someone truly has your best interests at heart. Learn how to tell when someone really cares if something bad happens to you or not. That's it. That's it. I had women in my life prior to that I knew this girl actually cares about me. And then I had other women in my life where I felt like I was auditioning or I was competing with other guys or like I was replaceable, right? No, you don't need her. You don't need her. I'm telling you, you're gonna put yourself in front of X amount of women, right? And once you talk to them and get to know them, you're gonna find one or multiple, depending on the time frame, who actually care about you, bro. Who wanna see you eat, who wanna make sure you got home safe, who wanna do something for you and spend a little time and sacrifice to do something that's gonna just benefit you. It might not even benefit them at all. That's my quick tip. There's obviously a lot more to it, but that's my quick tip. Next, you need to understand and learn, once you have these women in your life, you have to then learn how to treat them and you have to learn how to lead them, right? There's a certain way you have to talk to them. There's a certain energy you have to exude in order to have a woman be comfortable following you in your life. So first you have to learn how to treat them, right? And when I say how to treat them, yes, it's how to talk to them, but it's also the things that you do, the gestures that you do that you think about. Like for example, this morning I took my girl's car to the gym and I pumped her gas. Her gas tank was low, right? I pumped the gas for her in the morning before she took the car to work. That's me being masculine and doing a hard job so she don't gotta get her hands dirty. Little things like that, right? And you don't wanna put a woman on a pedestal when you selected the wrong woman. That's why I said the first thing is learn how to select a good woman. Once you find a good woman, keep her in her feminine bag. Do the masculine shit. Pump the gas, take out the trash, buy her a little something now and then, like a little flowers or something, $15, $20 flowers from the grocery store to make her smile. And there's a lot more to it, but you gotta be player. You gotta keep it P, brother. You gotta know how to treat her. But then the second most important thing after that is you have to learn how to lead her. Where are you taking her? Which means where are you going in your life, right? Do you have ambition? Are you starting a business? Are you working on your career? Where are you going? Because if she's gonna be your wife, she's gonna be living where you live, in the house that you are paying for, driving the cars that you're providing. So she's trusting her life with you. So you gotta learn how to take the lead in all aspects of the relationship. You gotta be the first one to make your mind up. She might be indecisive, you can't be, right? So that's that one. Number 6,
right? You have to learn how to direct your money, or even in a biblical term, steward your money, right? What does that mean? It means, okay, you're on your mission now. Let's say you're successful on your mission, your business is booming, you're helping a lot of people, they're spending money with you. Now you have money in your pocket. What are you doing with it when you get it? How are you directing it, right? Money is an energy. It's a metaphysical energy, which means it's beyond physical, right? It's money in your pocket, but at the end of the day, there's a lot more behind it. That's why it's so hard to get. It's a physical piece of paper, but it controls people's lives in a way that's beyond just that piece of paper, right? It gets deep, and you know that, especially if you don't have any money right now and you've been struggling trying to get money. You know how serious money is and how it's beyond a little piece of paper, right? So once you get it, you have to learn how to direct it, right? First thing I'm gonna recommend you to do, obviously do your research, but number one, save 10% of everything that you owe, that you earn. If you get $4,000 today, take $400, put it somewhere on the side. I'm gonna tell you what to do with it in a second. Next, learn how to invest in your money, right? You have a business, you have a job, that's your active income. You're working every day and you're grinding for that. Once you get it, now you should have somewhere where you can make more money passively, right? So stocks, crypto, they have so much of different asset classes now that you can invest in that I don't want to dive into in this video, but learn how to invest the money, right? Next, right? Debts. If you are in debt, I should have said this first. If you're in debt, don't invest yet. Take the money, take the $400, the 10% that you're saving, and pay your debts first. You can't build on a rocky foundation that's not stable. So clear the debts out. If you have tickets, clear the tickets. If your driver's license is suspended, unsuspend your driver's license, right? Like anything that you owe, get that out the way so you can start building on solid ground. Because I've fell victim to this in my life before, where I've tried to build before I was ready to build. I was investing and buying courses and doing all this shit while I was in debt, while I was owing money to the government, all this kind of shit. And I was wondering why shit wasn't passing a certain level. And it's because I was trying to build a foundation on a rocky road, right? And I was sending a bad message to the universe. It's like, okay, I have things that I should be taking care of that are very important, but I'm ignoring them, like this debt that I owe, so I can go do this. So I'm telling the universe I can't afford to pay my debt because I'm ignoring it. That's a sign of lack. That's a lack signal. It's like this making me believe I don't have enough money subconsciously. So if you owe the money, pay the money, because you don't want to owe the money. So just get it off your name. You want better credit, so why are you not paying the debt? The only reason is because you don't have enough money. Why are you telling yourself you don't have enough money to pay your debts for? Pay the debt and then invest, right? The last thing I'm gonna say is charity. I've tried different ways to go about this, like trying to build it into my structure, but I find the best way is for me is just to keep some money on the side, some cash or some change, and give money out when I feel a vibe to give to somebody. And also when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I'll just pick up some food and I'll just pass it out. I'm buying food for myself. I might throw some muffins in there. I might throw like a bag of chips, a case of water, or whatever the case is. And then I'll go and I'll see someone on the road and I'll just, here's some food. Shit like that. Or I'm walking to the gas station, I see a homeless guy sitting outside on the floor or standing up panhandling or whatever he's doing. I go in there, I buy some shit for myself. Whatever I buy for myself, I buy one for them too. And I just go, take that, right? No expectations. I don't post shit like that either. And the reason why you want to do that, there's so many reasons. There's a lot of talk about that in the Bible, specifically I believe in the book of Matthew, right? But that you're gonna attract more abundance to yourself selfishly, on the selfish side of things, because you are a vessel for God to bless other people. So when God can bless other people through you, you're gonna receive more. It's like, receive in the right, give from the left. And even though, you want to gain more money, you shouldn't be doing this just for the money. You should be doing it because you're helping someone that you want to help. And let me tell you something, even if you're like, you have apprehensions about giving money, It's gonna feel good after you do it. And if it doesn't feel good yet, that means you still think you're poor and you still believe that you're broke. You have to fix that lack. Because the only reason why you would want to help somebody else is because you're worried that you won't be able to afford to pay your own bills. If you knew your bills weren't covered for the rest of your life and someone asked you for $5 and you had $1 million, you would give them the $5 and you would smile like, go do something nice for yourself, man. Go buy yourself some shoes, man. You know, get up off the floor. You can do something better for yourself, unless you're an evil person and you don't want to see other people do good. But if you're not, the only reason why you wouldn't give is because you're insecure about your own bankroll and your own finance. How are you gonna get rid of that insecurity? Give some money away. I had times when I was dead broke and I was scared about how I was gonna pay my bills. I was on my last 20, 30, 40 bucks. I'm at the grocery store trying to buy food with my last piece of money just to make sure I don't fucking starve and spend my money on some other bullshit like gas in my gas tank or some shit, right? So I'm in the grocery store and I see this homeless guy out front and I'm like, you know what? I heard somewhere when you're on your last money, give some of it away. So I went in there, I spent my last $40 on food. I bought a case of muffins for the guy. I went outside. I didn't say a word to him. I just said, here, you want this? He took it. I walked off. I swear to God, strike me down right now. Later that day, I got some unexpected money. It wasn't that much money, but it was enough money to get me by until my next income came in. So, share some of your wealth with God's children. Give some stuff out. Make that part of your method of how you direct and steward and utilize your money. So to sum it all up, in your 20s and your 30s, number one, seek wisdom and understanding like you seek silver and gold, and you'll get everything that you're looking for. Number two, seek mentorship and guidance. You need people who know what you don't know to tell you what you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. 3, find a mission. It needs to be bigger than money. If you really want real money in this life, you need to be thinking bigger than just that, right? Elon Musk is trying to go to the Mars. Look how much money he got, right? Jeff Bezos is trying to infiltrate the globe and make it as quick as a snap of your fingers to get any product that you want, right? It has to be bigger than just the money. Find a mission. 4, learn new skills, become valuable, be able to do things that other people can't do, and they will pay you to do it for them. Number 5, learn to choose women selectively. Select the correct women to have into your life. Don't fall into temptation. Number 2, learn how to treat them. Number 3, learn how to lead them. And lastly, number 6, what we just talked about, learn how to steward and direct your money. Learn what to do with it once you get it. I know this was a longer video, but I wanted to give my bros the game. This is some serious shit. I might break it down into some different videos and cut it up, but if you got any value from this in your life, comment for me. Let me know what hit. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know what you're going through as a young man. And me, I'm gonna tell you what I learned in my life that can help guide you on that. So subscribe to the channel, we got a lot of different kind of content styles coming out, and it's all built for you. It's all here for you to help you get what you want and what you need and help put you on the right path. So it's Bigger Than Max. Love you, bro.